Unthinkable trade, doodling and Etruscan, addicts of drugs not yet synthesized, black marketeers of World War III, excisers of telepathic sensitivity, osteopaths of spirit, investigators of infractions denounced by bland paranoid chess players, servers of fragmentary.
Guys, this is great. We have just a ton of people in studio, a couple on Zoom, and we're fucking ready to go. We have a great guest today. I'm so excited to have her on. Megan Kush. What's up, Megan?
Hey, guys.
So happy to have you on here. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you for having me.
I got Mark Steve sitting next to me.
Hello.
We got Anthony from We the People Radio and We the People Radio in studio.
Now it's a party.
And, of course, Clint Esposito.
Hello.
And last but not least, who's taking a dab on camera, bottom left? Who's that?
Oh, it's your main man, James, from We the People Radio. What's
up,
going on,
James?
ladies and gentlemen? Glad to be here. This is gonna be a
Dabbing
lot
is
of fun.
dangerous, James.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a little fun here, boys and girls.
I think you're supposed to say, I am dangerous, and clamp your teeth together real hard.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't pick up on that one. I guess I'm not too dangerous then, because I'm literally a cripple right now. I can't even move. I throw out my back.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, James.
Yeah, it's
Why
very
don't we start the
embarrassing.
show off like this? You can't walk because what happened?
Because I coughed while taking a dab because I'm old and fat. Literally just took a step and coughed, and all of a sudden it literally felt like I got hit in the back of the head with a beach ball because I almost fell over. And I had to catch my knees buckled and everything. Like I had to catch myself. I couldn't believe it. But now I literally can't move. I'm hanging from my stairs to try to stretch out my back. Like it's awful. I can't move.
You're too young for that.
The worst.
I get it, but I got some years on you. I get it.
Yeah, I'm only 32. It's a fucking
Yeah.
joke. I'm a fat piece of shit, and I need to lose weight. That's what that means.
That's why I got Specimen right here. Your co-host Ant. He's a specimen. He's not the typical pothead like you and I. Just get out of shit.
No,
You
Ant-
can't
Ant's like a
stereotype. Cannabis does not discriminate.
It doesn't. Though.
No.
It really doesn't.
It's all, yep. Every
all-
hat.
It's funny, right? Right, Megan? And how funny is
Yeah.
that the stoner?
It's amazing how many-
Listen, we do some stupid stoner things. Like I said, we're late. Let's tell a quick little story what happened. We're late on this podcast because I couldn't figure shit out. Somehow I have the computer. It's controlling everything, which makes no sense because I'm so not tech savvy. So Mark comes over and he's like, "Oh, it's because you have tape over your camera." So we did have a stoner moment. We smoked a lot before we came up here. And that's why I couldn't get the camera working, is because the tape, because I'm worried about who's watching me. So every once in a while, or maybe I'm just a fucking idiot, and I have stoner moments.
that might be the answer. You're an idiot.
It could be.
I thought I saw a lot of podcasts on your page there. I thought you were kind of experienced at this.
I just kind of sit here and record. It's all Clint that does all the tech stuff. But
Gotcha.
yeah, but that's true, right? So like cannabis. I'm so excited to have you on, Megan, because you are a big part of where we are right now. From the research I've done and what James, who I trust, has told me, like without
OG.
someone like you, we wouldn't be where we are. I mean, I can't believe we're in motherfucking New Jersey. I have friends that lost 5 years of their friends. Lost 5 years of their kids' lives because they got caught with a pound of cannabis. That didn't get to see their children. Their most important.
Literally, my brother-in-law, after it legalized out here, was driving cannabis back to one of a medical patient, somebody that actually passed away while he was incarcerated from cancer. Here it is legalized out here, and he served a couple years. It's just till it's nationwide, which isn't going to be the best thing by any means either.
Federal, right?
Because the industry, it's not going to be great.
I agree with that.
Corporate. I think the black market's still going to thrive.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, anybody puts love into it,
Yeah.
Right, and why won't Marlboro or whoever just turn it into what they've turned cigarettes into, right? Like just adding all kinds of, chemicals to make it.
It's inevitable.
It's more than Marlboro. It'll be like Procter and Gamble. You know what I mean? That's even dirtier.
Monsanto's already, and Bayer are already throwing their hats into the ring for the cannabis.
And
Like
if you
it's all over the place. It's
Monsanto owned a dispensary out here in Washington State.
it's disgusting. It really is. And I think the only way that we're going to be able to combat this is if we fight very, very hard to allow home grow in every state. Like the fact that New York allowed home grow was
Yeah.
such a huge win
James.
for the cannabis industry.
I'm so happy you
And
said that, James.
For the people that really love the plant, because New Jersey didn't allow it. There's no home grow.
No.
Vegas, there's
Where
no
I
home
live,
grow out here.
they
You can't. It's not
actually-
legal to grow on your own. And it's really unfortunate because that's when you get
It's
people.
very
who-
restricted in Washington. Very
Yeah.
restricted.
That's when you get people who genuinely care about the plant and want to put time. They don't care about how much yield they get per light.
Mm-hmm.
They care about the actual quality of the plant. They don't want to have any mites. They won't have any mold. You're going to get a really good quality product, and you'll be able to give it to your friends and family and the people that you genuinely care about, rather than going to a big box store like a Planet 13 out here in Vegas, which is like Apple Store for weed. It's corporate as hell.
It's become a race to the bottom as far as the price, and anybody that's like a connoisseur cultivator, the price has fallen out the bottom. It was literally a race to the bottom. You can buy really beautiful herb now for $1,200 to $1,400 a pound out here in Washington State, and this is stuff that was $3,200 a pound less than a decade ago. So the cost of like vegan matrix or veganic nutrients, those types of things, the time and care it takes to make these teas up for all your different types of procedures you do to make organic, beautiful weed.
Yes.
It's not worth it for $1,200, $1,400 a pound. It's a race to the bottom.
Well, Megan, they can't be if they're going to claim all those. There's no way that a big grow house or a big they could put that care into a product, right? They're just
They're not
slapping
even
labels
trying.
on- Yeah,
Not even claiming it.
yeah. Something like a live
Yeah.
rosin, right? Like a live rosin, like that legitimately just takes a lot of work, a lot of love, a lot of care to make, right?
Yeah, we only have a couple companies out in Washington State that are really doing it. Like we have Pacific
Pacific
Northwest
Roots.
Roots,
Yeah.
Washington Hash Company, American Hash Makers. There's a few out here that make hash rosin, and that's what this is.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's a lot of new stuff is called CRC tech, which is a type of filtration, and it's just horrible. It's a diatomaceous earth recipe that's made, and they run their dark, ugly oil that they couldn't sell anymore through this filter system, and it makes it aesthetically pleasing.
Oh.
You taste it and it tastes all the same. It's a real uniform taste, and it's what they're doing nationwide now.
But it looks
gross.
white, like the wax looks nice and clear. Like it's when you're buying concentrate and you see that really light color, their eyes blow up. They're like, "Oh, this looks really, really nice." Yeah, just like
That's so
that.
disappointing,
Meanwhile,
That's beautiful.
it's
That's beautiful. Megan just shows, but yeah,
I mean, Megan, this stuff
this is actually whipped slabs, but it takes the taste test to prove it to people that it's not CRC because of it being this light. They're whipping up slabs now to compete with CRC. These were hard shatter slabs before that are going through a whipping process. This is a pound jar here, some GMO cookies. It's just gorgeous. It smells like GMO cookies.
it was
Not
delicious.
like diatomaceous earth, you know what I mean? Or these other funky kale and clay products that they're putting together in these filters.
oh my god.
But if you want to look at real beautiful 6-star ice hash rosin, this is strawberry yogurt. Here's a 2-ounce jar.
that's-
Oh my god.
Mhm.
I wanna go-
We're smoking this next week, James.
I
Woo!
cannot wait. Yeah, Aunt, you better be here, dude.
dude. Yeah,
And this is
You
the shit
better
though that's
be
like
here.
$1,800
No,
an ounce, though. It's
I would love to.
So,
it's so expensive.
but Megan,
I wish you guys could have a smell of
Ice
smell of
hash
vision.
is so nice.
I'm
It's
scratching
so
my
hard to
screen.
find.
But it costs that much because it's a process. Just like with food, if you want to get black truffle, if you want to get real black truffle, it's going to cost the price. It's
No, I want a very close
What about
simulation,
psychedelic
Mike.
truffles? How about
It's
these guys? Check this out. These are psychedelic truffles.
wow.
Oh my goodness.
boy.
I've
So
never.
philosopher stones.
I didn't even
Oh
know
my
that was a
goodness.
thing.
Everyone here suffers from ADD. This is getting crazy.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
explain those, Megan.
Hold on.
Mike is just
I'm
like
the guy
this
that's supposed
is-
to try to keep this
Wait,
thing
so
together.
what
This
is-
getting crazy. I love it.
So what is a truffle exactly?
Okay, like hogs or dogs.
Right,
hunting
they look
truffles.
for
You're
mushrooms
just talking
like.
about, like Ant was talking about black truffle oil. I think it's Ant.
No.
It's the same kind of thing. These are psychedelic cultivated truffles that are the psilocybin. Like that's the family of genetics it's from. Look at these bad boys.
Oh my goodness.
These went through my freeze dryer. So these are freeze dried. We're gonna have these in Vegas
Look
too,
at Mike's
James.
face right now.
I can only see you. I can only see you, James. But those
I
are
wish
like
you could see Mike's face right now. He's just like turning around. He's like, "Oh my god!" This looks-
no. These are so
I told
cool.
you guys, I'm not like sex stuff. I have no idea what's going on. This, I'm like, literally,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, what's
No,
happening here?
these are like, so Amsterdam, you used to be able to buy these fresh
Yes,
in Amsterdam
yes.
in little clamshell deli cases.
Mhm.
These are what were sold in Amsterdam. There's only 2 cultivators that I know of in America, in continental America, that are doing it. And luckily I was been able to, well, the one I am getting all of his whole grow, and then he learned from the other guy. These are really hard to get genetic, or really hard to get, species. They're really special.
Hold up. So this is a psychedelic truffle that's nothing. It's just coming from the ground. That's it.
Well, these are cultivated in bins. You know what I mean?
Like cultivated, but it's still there's nothing else added to it.
It's not like a black truffle with added psilocybin.
Naturally,
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, if you were lucky enough to find that in Mother Nature on your little trip in 100 Acre Woods, you know.
Mike, you want to come out to Vegas next week?
I'm driving down.
Mike, come on out, dude. You're more than
We
welcome.
don't have any comedy shows booked next week.
No,
we don't. Jesus, that was fucking for a reason, man. We have
Come
comedy
out,
shows booked all the time for some reason. For some reason, there's no comedy next weekend.
So
what the
I'll be
fuck?
there.
So
no, James, I don't think I'm gonna make it, but instead, I think maybe I'm gonna fly out to where Megan's at, and then you got to drive to meet us.
Oh, I like that.
I got a destination spot. You guys seen it? It's like
fuck you. And you're a bitch.
Come on, James. You gotta rip that M3.
But I don't want to put that many miles on it, dude. What are you, crazy?
Come on, you got to drive.
Whatever. I have a brand new 2020 GMC Denali XL, and I'm gonna drive it down there. Fuck it.
I know.
Right. What'd you buy it for?
It's getting the miles.
So she could
use it or lose it. Yeah.
Mushrooms to
I know. I know.
Wow.
But
Mark,
I got to get a truck. If I got a truck, I could do it. I could definitely do it.
Oh, it's summertime.
Yeah, I just can't make it work.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So,
Mike,
hold on.
Mike,
I want to go back to black
out.
truffles. Black truffle. Hold up. So I've seen that in smart shops. I saw black truffles. I thought it was just marketing bullshit. I've seen people on Instagram saying black or truffle psilocybin. I thought it was just like people getting cute. I can't believe my mind is blown right now. I didn't know this is a real.
They're a real thing. They're just really, really hard to get. And then most of the time they're put into capsules because the type of mold, if you look at this one here, like there's like kind of like a mold that's growing on this. Now, this is not like the friendly psilocybin mold. This is actually like would have been like a toxic mold if it wouldn't have been freeze dried. So when people are supposed to be keeping them in the freezer, I, as a negligent dealer at one point from the person I got them from, who's now my grower, you know what I mean, for them, didn't quite tell me they had to be frozen and kept in the freezer the whole time. So I would take them to a festival, this, that, the other thing, and people could possibly get sick. I never had any reports of it. So the people for safety bought a nutraceutical freeze drying machine like I have, and they started freeze drying them all. At that point, they started capsulating all of them. And so that was a bummer because they started putting it with turmeric, which is a great component to add it to. But it also just takes away that beautiful natural state of being able to see what they look like and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
And so my friend had to like pay and go through a whole thing of like, a apprenticeship to learn how to do this from his long-term friend. And he's going to be keeping them all in the raw natural form. I actually purchased like my $7,000-8,000 freeze dryer to be part of this operation so I could have a part of it or whatnot. And so
that's awesome.
How is
they're very hard to see and they're very hard to find, and they haven't been around as far as I know because I'm pretty up on the psychedelic scene, like nationwide for the most part, not like all over the East Coast, but anything on the West Coast, they haven't been around since 2018 almost because those people went to the nutraceutical drawings.
What's the experience on them?
And this is the first batch my friend has fucking produced. I got 300 grams of it. I was so excited. It was the first one. This is his very first crop.
Anything different with it? It's like more of a penis envy. Is it more of a fat anything?
It's milder. People really like it for the microdosing effect because the psilocybin has the components in it that is this type of psilocybin. It works with that turmeric and it is really proven for those neurotransmitters, boosting those. The neurotransmitters being like your serotonin and your dopamine.
Well, tell us what you're doing with those psilovitamins because that I think is really cool. I think you should tell these guys.
Yeah, so like I've been doing these for a long time and working with the veterans down at the 22 Too Many, doing capsule making classes and a lot of different things. I've been essentially been making these, which is like a new company I started, and I've just been pouring my heart and soul into it. This is psilovitamins, so like psilocybin, but psilovitamin. These have in each one of these capsules, they have a 0.2 of the Taj Mahal. they have a 0.2 of lion's mane, they have a 0.2 of reishi, and then they have a 0.2 of curcumin. And the curcumin is the component that's in turmeric that is the part that is proven to boost those neurotransmitters, the serotonin and the dopamine. And that's why people are taking these, because they're generally giving people a sense of well-being, enlightenment. They're relieving tension on muscles, aches, pains. Also, they're helping with vices, dependencies, different things like that. It's pretty impressive.
Megan, is this all this all compounded into one
one little
dose?
capsule? Yeah.
Okay, so if I could jump in for a second. So Clint's my producer, co-host. Clint, you want to just tell Megan real quick, because he's got an amazing story with microdose and what's gone on with his brain. If you want to bring up the speed real quick.
So I used to do freestyle motocross for about 16 years, and for a living, I raced before that. So, just my whole life riding and having concussions and stuff like that. And at one point, even I had a concussion where I was like, I'm definitely dumber now after that one. And I started to look into, microdosing and even lion's mane, all that type of stuff. And recently, for the past probably year, I've been messing with it. And I've recently made my own capsules and been just doing that. And actually, I haven't combined it with the turmeric or the curcumin yet, but I've actually had really good results with it, as far as just like you said, being happier. But I think even understanding, I have talked with understanding how to probably communicate with people better, and having like a better feeling with other people.
Patience.
Yeah.
And empathy, a little more empathy, right?
Yeah, understanding where they're coming from.
Compassion,
more so.
patience, empathy.
Yeah.
It's
just amazing, man. And
not so much like just like taking that just kind of letting it go a little bit.
Helps you
us
reframe,
East Coast boys
difficult
are a little
situations
aggressive
or,
sometimes.
We
can be dicks.
I going back to kind of the sports thing real quick. I was just sponsored a snowboarding competition, a downhill bank slalom up here at our local mountain range up at Snoqualmie, Alpental actually. And I spoke with so many different snowboarders and athletes that have been microdosing. I've vended at these events before and sponsored it. And I just talking about their performances and how they've improved as athletes and stuff was so impressive for thinking about it like in that aspect.
Yeah.
Not only did it help with all these crashes and burns and these previous injuries and stuff, it helped with that, but it also just, they're able to focus, you know what I mean? And they take times off and on when they do it, because people all have their own microdosing schedule. I suggest 5 days on, 2 days off, or 4 days on, 3 days off, and then every month, like a full week off to completely reset. People have their own ways of doing it. Some people initiate it with a macro dose. Some people set it off with a therapeutic or heroic dose. It just kind of depends on people's own tryptamine receptors and stuff in their bodies. But I felt like with the professional athletes, I've really talked to so many different ones, everybody from the Pacific Northwest Ballet to, like I said, these different professional snowboarders that have just found so much relief.
Wow.
I also will microdose and ride. Like, I don't do it for a living anymore, but I do microdose and ride or snowboard, and I really like that too. We were actually talking about it. I think it's easier to get like into flow and find your like focal points and just like kind of be in tune with what you're the sport you're doing.
I was telling Megan, because I've started my own microdose regimen pretty recently, and I've had very similar results to you, Clint, especially being in fighting and things like that. I've taken a lot of punishment to the head, and it's really helped me focus. And I said I walk around with a shit-eating grin all day. I'm just like smiling ear to ear. It takes the edge off.
James,
and,
what's your how much you taking, James? 0.2, 0.3?
0.2. I just want one capsule a day. Yeah,
that's what I do. That's what I made. 0.2.
I'll do five. I'll do about 5 days on, 2 days off. I'll do a 4 day, 3 days off. I'll mix it up, but it's really helped with my anxiety and really done some amazing things. But I was telling Megan the other day, I was like, man, I'd really love, because of the focus, I'd love to spar, to go back to training and do some jujitsu and actually train while microdosing, because of the focus. It was unreal. Like I just felt so much sharper, and my mental clarity was unbelievable, and I just felt more on point.
So it's definitely a bit of a performance enhancer as well.
I believe
definitely.
So.
Definitely. I feel like it's an entourage effect too, with like the multiple types, not just the psilocybin ones, but also that lion's mane and the reishi. And then I feel like the curcumin just really kicks it off and kind of like when cannabis, when you have the whole cannabinoid profile and the entourage effect of all the cannabinoids,
with
it's
the
the same
terpenes,
kind of
yeah.
thing with the different myceliums and the psilocybin. It really, I feel like it's kind of the big full circle effect.
I'm
A
gonna
lot
have
of the veterans we worked with over this last year and a half, it's amazing the stories that come out from the PTSD and the relief that they're able to, you know, find, not only the relief, but also when they have trouble focusing and spitting out and stuff like that. How this is just something that really has worked for them. My whole thing is a lot of the VAs, a lot of the medications that they prescribe, antipsychotic, different, you know, mood stabilizers, antidepressants, are just straight cock blockers to psilocybin. I was telling James and Ant on the We the People podcast that, you know, we have vets that are taking up to 7 gram, you know, heroic doses, therapeutic doses, and finally getting off, you know what I mean? Or not even getting off, which is like, you know, a pretty hefty dose. I personally eat about 6-7 grams when I choose to eat it myself because that's just what I like to do.
Really?
But,
Full send.
that's just me.
Whoa,
And, you know, my man does that too. We're just kind of heavy dosers like that. But for these guys who were inching up, and I can understand why they weren't finding any results from the microdosing and stuff, and then just getting them up to higher to the macro dose to then like to this next amount. And I just feel like there's, I don't know, it's like not, I don't even know if they know that they're doing this in the VA.
Are they
you know, but I
still
feel
on?
like there's,
You don't know, right?
Are
It's
they
done on
still on SSRIs or what? What is it? They're still on the medication from the VA and trying to microdose, and it's basically not even allowing it. Wow.
yeah, it's completely, and then to the point where they're like, well, maybe I'll try a recreational macro or therapeutic dose, and they start with like an 8, and they come back to the next market a couple weeks later and talk to me about it because I'm really interested in all this with these guys, and come back and talk to me about it, or talk to Marcus about it, and then, you know, we get them a higher dosage and a higher dosage and stuff. And a lot of this we do as donations, and we work with these guys because it's just like you end up having heart from, and I mean, these guys aren't feeling anything, and then finally getting there at 7 to 10 grams. Wow. It's like,
Yeah.
That's
Holy
insane.
shit. You know,
Jeez.
yeah.
I'd be in another galaxy.
and they're not
Literally
having
being
other
honest.
galaxy experiences. They're just having
Yeah.
Microdose
I know that's the wildest
experiences.
thing. Like if I even came
Wow.
close to that, I'd literally be in another.
Well, there's something to say
galaxy.
about that. These
But the
medicines
ones that
they're
aren't on those
giving us.
medications and the amount of feedback that we are getting is just so motivating. It's made me want to start doing this. It's made me want to start mailing these across the country like I used to do with Kush cream. I used to be so scared when I mailed out Kush cream initially, and I just started at my Maria 777. She threw it out on her, like one of her little things, and she had so many interested listeners. I decided just to say fuck it a couple weeks ago and just mail them out straight from like I do with creams. You know what I mean? And I'm about to put them on my website. I'm not even joking. I'm about to put them on my website because I mean it's pretty.
The proof,
Let 'em
like
come.
you said,
Let 'em-
like you said the first time when you reached out to me about the creams, you were like, the proof is in the pudding, and I the same thing goes for these psilocybins. The proof is in the pudding. I've really had great results. Clint has an amazing story.
Dude, I've had
Yeah,
fantastic results
Yeah,
too.
Anthony also has some really good stories.
It's
Yeah, I was gonna say,
incredible,
Ant, how have you
Megan.
liked
Thank
it?
you
You've
so-
had them for a
I
little
mean,
bit now.
It's really been incredible. I mean, things that used to bother me or would stress me out, like I've really been able to just reframe almost any situation and either just look at it from a positive angle or find the blessing in it or look at it from just a different perspective, and knowing I can only control how I react to things that happen externally. And shit, since then, I mean, like everything's been awesome.
And you've been going through like a negative time period just from all the negative research that we do all the time. Like
Yeah,
you've and all the work that you're putting in, starting the salon, we're putting out our merch. And you've been working real hard. So that's something
they've helped
you really kind of
tremendously.
needed.
I bet
It's
your
incredible.
partner is so much happier now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's Nick, yeah. So.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
hubby
my
in the
wife.
back?
No.
Oh yeah, what's up, guys?
What's going on, my man?
Not much. Just making capsules.
There you go.
He's currently making capsules because they're flying off the shelf.
I don't blame. Yeah, they're
We're getting ready
amazing.
for Vegas, you know.
I can't wait till you guys get out here. It's gonna be a blast. We'll go shoot and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, we're super excited to go shooting when we're out there.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. I'll see if I can get my boy to come out. He's got a nice little scar. We'll have some fun.
So check this out, Megan. So this is Mike talking. I've had some amazing psychedelic experiences for the last 5 years. All different types. I started out in the rave scene and made my way to the jam band scene, and then ended up just touring around with shamans all over the world. and drinking plant medicines. So I understand the power of psychedelics. They changed my life. I used to always tell everyone I was in the closet of psychedelics because I didn't like anybody to know, because I have my family's business and I can't let anyone know, and just go be a freak on the weekends or whatever. But all these experiences were just so profound in my life that it changed my life. So I got really into this microdose movement, and I got some serious traumas. We don't need to go into them right now unless that's where we want to go. But all kinds of shit, and I definitely, if there was a time in my life I was using psychedelics, probably not the right way. But anyway, that's besides the point. So anyway, with the microdosing
Probably
thing,
in the raver days, you know.
yeah,
We all did.
yeah. And with the microdosing stuff, like I really wanted to fix a lot of things. This is after I did all the plant medicine ceremonies and all that. And I was like, I'm going to get into this microdosing thing. And I got to be honest with you, it really didn't work for me. And I wanted to talk to you about that. Like, and I want this to be a cure-all for everyone. But for me, it really did not work. For me, it actually, when I would come to work, it would just make me think about how I'm not supposed to be here. I need to get the fuck out of this place. I need to get my farmer ready and take, like, it made me just bring back all of those, like, which I can't do right now.
Anxieties
I
in
have
a way,
two,
almost.
yeah, I have 2 kids. Like, I can't. Like, I wanted it to be like this miracle, or what do they call it? Limitless drug. I want it to be like all these tech people are making. I want to be more focused. I want to create the best dishes. I want to come up with the best marketing plans.
You're not really as damaged as you think, Mike.
And it didn't do that. It literally was just like,
Maybe you've already had the benefits from all the psychedelic experiences you've had, and your brain
That's
has already
true,
been
too.
properly, modified.
Wired.
maybe.
Yeah,
I just want to know what Megan thought about it, because I recommend, like Clint, like I recommended Clint, and honestly, all the psychedelics I had for a while, I just would give to him, like, take it, because I saw that it was working, and I know it was working for everyone. And
So you're not the first person, not to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but you're not the
Yeah.
first person I've heard of this from. And a lot of times, what those people do as a resource is they just, to keep their, what I call like keeping your tryptamine levels built up in your body or whatnot. They do a good macro or therapeutic dose about once a month or something like that. And they feel that that's their, like, kind of when I say there's so many different phases of microdosing, that's one of the more different ones, but it seems to give people that type of like tryptamine level, like maintaining those levels without, because it doesn't work, I guess, for everybody. It's very far and few, but that's what those 2 people, besides you now, I've talked to, have opted on their own to start doing. So
wow, I could see how a macro would make more sense for me once a month. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that, because I get the afterglow. If I do, like I say, if I dive deep, if I dive in the deep end, because I'm getting older now, so it's not as often as it used to be. But when I go,
even when we want it to be, it doesn't even happen half the time. Just something comes up, it's apparent.
Exactly. But when I do dive deep and I get this thing, I was probably freaking these young guys out before. And I was like, when I get it and it just hits, it's that sweet spot. It's all about that sweet spot with psychedelics. And when I hit that sweet spot, oh my God, I could tell you who Jesus Christ is right now. And like, but it's like, and I'm not telling you guys, like, I've had hundreds of trips in my life, and it's probably only been 8. But when I hit that sweet spot, it's like, and it just boom, boom, hits the right way. Oh my God. And
you use the right term as far as I'm concerned too, that afterglow. Some people can ride it out for a week or 2. Some people, it rides out for like 6 months, that afterglow, and the effects, the positive effects rippling throughout their life.
And the afterglow, is that related to the tryptamine levels?
I don't know. I think it's just, your body just feeling that, kind of like, you have an endocannabinoid system and your body's like, depleted of your endocannabinoids. I feel we're going to discover that about psilocybin with people. It just hasn't been revealed yet. No,
not enough studies have been done.
Yeah, just watch, mark my words, guys. 20 years down the line, we're going to find out there's some psilocybin cannabinoid, or, endocybin system in our body.
Oh, absolutely.
Receptors.
I mean, Terrence McKenna's fucking Stone Ape theory. How do we know? It could be, that could be it. I mean, who knows? It could. Yeah, I think we're gonna find all kinds of shit about us and our relationship with mushrooms and psilocybin for sure. I mean, mushrooms are just such an interesting thing to begin with.
I've been doing some research because I'm trying to get healthier, and I've been doing a lot of research. And there's so many mushrooms that have so many benefits to our body and in every aspect, our digestive system, our muscle, our nervous system. Mushrooms are really an amazing plant, and they're not just the psilocybin. Like, it's really wild.
Also,
they're amazing, man.
It's really wild.
You ever have it on pizza?
We lost Megan. Yeah. How do we get her back? But
she's got to sign back in.
But
maybe her phone died.
I admit. No, mushrooms are amazing, man. Another something that when I was really getting into, like I said, with the shamans or whatever, I remember one of the shamans talking to us about how there was a fungus, or I don't know if it's a proper term, mushroom fungus, that, you know, plastics are a big fucking problem right now, right? Plastic is everywhere.
Yes.
This is a shaman from Brazil who was telling me that they found in the Amazon a fucking fungus that's eating the plastic and thriving from it. Do you ever hear about that, Megan?
No.
Yeah, so this shaman was talking about. I thought, all right, maybe he's a little crazy. Then I heard it from 2 or 3 more. There's a fungus out there coming out of the Amazon that is not only living off of plastic, it's thriving from it. Dude, Mother Earth, this thing is alive, and these beautiful things that comes from the ground, whether it's mushrooms, whether it's cannabis, this is it's our God-given right, man. And this get taken away from us, it's fucked up, and you know. It's sad that's going to happen with when the corporations take over and when the corporations start bastardizing this shit. But
You heard of mine?
They already did. What do you mean?
well, they have. But you know what? James really he went fucking hot out the gate,
Yeah.
and he really did. And he's right. The way that we combat this is we have to be able to grow. Just like I can grow my own tomatoes, I can grow my grandfather's fucking tomatoes. I need to be able to grow Megan's.
You don't have to have the GMO seeds ones. You can
Yes.
grow your grandfather's
You
ones
can-
too. You know.
Yes.
You can grow it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah,
Just
but
send
dude,
it.
in
Yeah.
New Jersey, man, I'm sorry, I'm scared. I'm still scared. I have too many friends that their lives have been destroyed from this thing.
You don't
that I
live in a
still
good
get
area.
nervous. I get
So you
nervous,
can have
man.
up to 6 ounces right now, just can't be connected to a stem and roots.
Yeah,
I know, it's so
yeah.
ridiculous.
Think about that.
What?
Think about that.
It
And
can
we have
magically
mandatory
fall
minimums.
from the
We have.
sky, and it's it just rains the magical flowers.
Yeah. Oh, it just grew that way. I don't know. I didn't
don't
plant
know.
that.
It just
That's
came
how
in
I
the
keep
bag.
it
It's just-
fresh. That's
Right?
how you keep it
And
fresh.
you can't buy it here either.
And we have mandatory minimums.
Now there's a
with
spot on
growing.
Route 23 that's
Well,
Stop
Yeah.
blowing
I
his
mean,
spots
you
up, James.
you can buy, but you can't buy. You know what I mean? It's like
You can
It's-
have it.
it's-
You just can't sell
it's
it.
wild. It's wild.
you can
Don't
you
ask, don't
can't
tell.
sell it. You can't buy it. You can have it, and it's iffy if you can smoke it.
Yeah.
It's so wild. It's so wild what they're doing over there in New Jersey. It's-
Yeah, you can possess it, but can you smoke it? I mean,
Yeah,
is that
I'm not
actually
real. You
allowed?
gotta hide out. Like
So
I
they're
don't
like
anymore.
it's legal.
I don't
Air
hide at all
quotes.
anymore because you know what? I'm not doing anything wrong, and it's legal, even though I can't buy it at the store.
You're right, man.
Whatever.
that's ridiculous.
My neighbor's the state trooper. I smoke on my deck all the time.
I think we're at that point. It's very scary that I can't grow. And the growing thing is a very, very, very. It's such an important part of this whole piece. I'm so happy, James, that you came out the gate with that. But it is so true. We're not. I
100%.
mean, until we
The
can
only way.
grow our own plant, because they're going to give us all that. Megan, what you were showing us, or you were telling us about how they just fuck up all these rosins and fake it. And Mark,
Yeah.
I was smoking with
Yeah.
Mark. I was smoking with Mark earlier, and he was telling me about, we picked up some bud before we got here, and he was saying about, Mark, if you want to get in here, you're talking about the fruit and how how they spray distillate in Connecticut.
So
You were
I live
saying-
in. Hi, Megan. Mark, nice to meet you. I live in Connecticut, and we're barely legal over there.
That's hot.
So what are your laws? What is Connecticut right now?
Connecticut is legal for medical only, so we don't have recreational. But what's interesting, and this is a point I wanted to bring up before, is how they've renamed all the strains to sound like pharmaceutical, like they've Latinized them to kind of separate the
What the
growers and really corporatize them. And really, it comes from Massachusetts because
Give me some
MIT
examples. I gotta hear some
Yeah, I
examples.
want to hear this.
I mean, give me a break. I don't know them off the top of my head. We can look them up, but
Oh, this is really interesting to me. I mean, I'm gonna go back to my little weed groups and tell them about this one.
please,
Like,
yeah. I
what
mean,
the
it's
fuck?
all centered around Massachusetts because MIT, right?
Okay.
They
Oh, here we
have
go,
really
here we go.
taken
I'll
on
look it up.
because
I'm just happy to have
Massachusetts is
just plant the seed for this because
Right.
that's
well,
that's
Massachusetts
so
is
Monsanto in my
recreationally.
opinion. Like that's just
Pfizer,
so.
OJ.
My friends who do like seed bank stuff, like these
Viagra
guys
cough.
are amazing because of their genetics. They keep their
Dividend
seeds,
dank.
and man, it's such a big deal to them because they're trying to make it all so they're all like GMO, like all the vegetable seeds. They're trying to do that to the cannabis for all the recreational stores
And
to be able
what's
to purchase
even-
it. They're trying to make it so you have to purchase it in Washington
Yeah.
State through a certain couple seed banks, which are genetically modifying all of them.
But what's
It's
what
gross.
Mike was
It's
kind
gross.
of bringing up, which is really
Gross.
kind of the insidious side of the corporate influence and legalization, is what it does to the black market. Because what I've noticed is now you'll see CBD or straight up swag bud being sprayed with a distillate in order to give it a THC flavor and high, but the bud, it smells like a vape cart. It's disgusting. When you smoke it burns your throat.
It's called putting hot dog water on it.
Right.
The deal is called hot dog water.
We found the names.
So
the
the black market is even being affected.
So real quick,
by
you guys
this
got to
stuff.
remember too, like, because this is the number one biggest scam that's gone down in the last decade, and I'm like a loud mouthpiece on this one because it drives me nuts. You have to remember that yes, there is amazing CBD out there, that it comes from a fertile female cannabis plant, such as like the Charlotte's Web. Those are fucking unobtainable, because every single CBD that you have any access to comes from male hemp. That's what's fucking legal. So think about how much more giving a female is. Everything we can do, making babies, feeding babies, all the things a female can do. Then nothing wrong, guys. But think about the male's production.
But they do not do shit.
You're lazy. I'm tired of it.
It's a big difference. And so when people are out there, searching, reaching for this like CBD hope-filled, like
CBD. Gotta love it.
It's fucking dog shit. It's the
Gas
shit that came
station
in when they
CBD.
very first, before it was legal, was you guys buy products of fucking manufacturing fiber hemp. So like hemp textiles and hemp rope and hemp twine. It was the fucking berry grease shit. It was crude oil. That was the original barrels of CBD that came in. There's a thing on Project CBD called Oil Hustlers. Everybody should listen to it and read it. It's a real breakdown. It's all the guys that were in that scamming 2008, mortgage, fall, all that kind of stuff. It's all those guys within that next hustle. Got it all fucking pushed through in corrupt fucking politics, pushed through, but it's fucking male hemp. And so it's riding the coattails of all these Charlotte Web stories and all these amazing, touching, moving stories. But if you actually try and grow CBD fucking plants, they're the most shitty producing plants, fucking nasty smoking, ugly ass land race looking strange shit that looks like just ditchweed. Nobody wants. I fucking spent 20 years as a cultivator weeding out CBD strains before I knew that shit was valuable. That shit didn't slap, so I didn't want it. That's not what we smoked.
Now,
and stuff like that.
What's your
And
opinion?
that's why we had some CBD fucking miracle Charlotte's Web. But at all points, this was female cannabis plants, not fucking male hemp, which is all you can buy anywhere. And it's the biggest scam.
Right.
Just,
now, what's your opinion? Because I noticed there you mentioned landrace strains. What's your opinion on landrace strains, Megan? Because I'm just a novice
if you're looking for
smoker.
CBDs, go for it.
Yeah, I just wonder because I know
Actually, don't get you stoned.
Mike told me that you're someone who's familiar with Jack Herrera. He's so well known in the cannabis community. I've smoked Jack Herrera's bud once when I was in Colorado, but I just wonder what your thoughts are on strains and how we can be sure, because sometimes I buy bud from like black market people and they're telling me this name, that name, and really
Strain names are shit.
It's just
But like I'm part of Hemp Fest, like I've been vending up there for years, and there's a strain up there from Jack Herrera's, one of his end of life girlfriends up there, and it's called Jack's Girl. Because Jack Herrera was a big speaker up at our Hemp Fest events, along with like Ed Rosenthal, and all these other people or whatnot. But I don't really personally like those type of strains. They don't grow fast enough for me. I like stuff that flowers quickly, and you don't have to deal with spider mites, and you don't have to deal with stuff that's going to take 90 days to flower. I'd much rather be working with a 48 to 62 day flowering strain, just because let's get that shit rolling through. And that's the shit that's fucking smokes good. That's indicas.
Okay.
And that's all I really want to fuck with is indicas, really, if I'm going to be growing.
What's a landrace? How do you define that?
It's like a sativa, and it's ones that they were sought out in different, parts of the country, or not the country, the world. They're prized for their CBNs, their CBGs, their CBDs. They're prized for their medical properties, and these are what
I got you.
what was the name of that show? That Weed
Strain
Hunter
Hunters?
show?
Yeah, it was
Strain Hunters
for
with
land.
Art.
Yeah. And so that was when they were still legitimately trying to find CBD. That's when Charlotte's Web was getting all its fucking traction and everything like that. Before these oil hustler scams of male hemp came in and just barraged it and made a big smoke screen and this is all available now, when it's not available. Yeah.
Sell it at gas stations. Now, Mark, I'll be real with you. Going out to legal states, it really opened my eyes to strain names. Don't even bother with them. They're nonsense. Anybody could put any name on anything and say it's this, that, or the other. And everybody grows that strain. The cultivator is the only thing that matters. That's really the only thing that matters when
For
you're looking at
sure.
bud.
And
Right.
terps.
If you're looking at strain names, like people come in, they see the Blue Dream. I'm like, yo, that Blue Dream is boof. Like, you don't
Yeah.
even touch it. They're like, but it's Blue Dream. I love Blue Dream. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you love Blue Dream, but everybody and their mother grows Blue Dream. Like, they all
No,
got
I mean,
it.
I look
So-
at THC percentage when I go to the dispensary, but I definitely am curious to know like what. I mean, maybe I should be looking at cultivators then, because I'm definitely
Yes.
more interested in organic, bud that's not sprayed with
cultivator
anything like
is so-
what Mike
so
kind of brought
important.
up was
They
the,
still lie about that, even the organic and stuff. That's a big thing right now
really
out here in Washington. I was just reading some of my friends' posts about it. It's obviously some shit's going down currently right now with people claiming fake organic, fake, vegan,
Once again,
all
grow
these
your
different
own
types
shit,
of
grow
fake
your own shit.
nutrients,
Are you-
'cause
are you know, you know,
really
you know
they're not
someone
putting
like
the
Megan?
money into it.
Grow
The
your
bottom's
own
falling out on
tomatoes.
it, even in recreational.
Well, my aunt was a master grower in Oregon, and she was on Oregon Leaf magazine. She got out of the growing industry because there was no numbers anymore. She's like, you could buy a pound for $200 up here because there's so much product. Like, everybody's growing. Like,
An ounce of
everybody.
water.
That's the problem.
And there was and that's part of the problem with it not being federally legal, because they have so much stock up there, and they legally can't ship it across the country. If they could ship all of that product across the country, it might lower the price. It would
They'd
really
be gone
turn it
like
up.
that.
Yeah,
They'd just be
I
gone
mean, if
too.
it's legal on the West Coast in Washington, Oregon, and California, you still can't transport it across state lines.
Yeah, the federal thing fucks everything.
Well, you
up.
guys have to. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
No, it's
Or-
fine. It's fine.
I was just gonna say, you guys gotta remember too. They made this like lottery and this license thing such a fucking cash game too,
Oh,
that
yeah.
you got no real growers anymore out here growing. They've all been weeded out. So you have corporate boofs that are in there. Just corporate wooks. Have no idea. They've tried to buy people back from the industry that are were old medical award winners and XYZ, but. These people that have all that type of money and stuff, they weren't doing this before. So it's so much bad weed out here. It's unreal that it's unsellable.
All the
It
corporate
is-
people care about is pound per light. That's all they care about. The weed, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It's horrible. And I mean, it's to the point where some of this is growing so bad that they are, I'm able to get stuff that's supposedly gone to quarantine for the, the trash because it's unsellable. And I get it for my products out the backside, and I get 300 pounds for like $300. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Just
And
looking
then
at
it's this
some of this
LARPy
bad
crap.
product, what does it look like?
It's
That's
coming
what
from,
it
it's
is.
coming from a recreational shop. That's the sad,
Yeah.
or not shop, but a producer processor, because they can't get rid of it, and they're letting their son or their whatever, somebody sneaking it out, and it's supposed to be trash
Hold
because they
on.
can't sell it.
Guys, I want to bring everything back for 1 second. So Mark had to leave. He drives pretty far to get here, but we got Yusef Goff is in the building now. Comic Yusef Goff is in the building.
How's it
so
going?
he took Mark's spot. But hold on, Anthony, you were going to ask Megan something.
Yeah, so I mean, you have these boof corporations producing this terrible product, and then someone maybe who doesn't really know all as much, what does one look like compared to another? Like, is this dense and like?
Yeah,
you
does
know,
it look
no
different, Megan? That's a
trichomes
good
or,
question.
like-
Can you figure it out? Like, what can we tell
Yeah.
our
Oh,
listeners? Like,
yeah,
what can we
we're
tell
all
our listeners?
stoners. You know what a good bag of weed looks like compared to a shitty bag of weed, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely do. But the smell thing is crazy, right? With the spray, the smell. Here's something.
Well, yeah, spraying that on there, that's just bougie. But they're supposed to disclaim all that on the packaging, technically. You know what I mean? So just making sure, I guess, you're reading your labels and stuff like that, and just not listening to the bud tender. But I mean, out here, everything requires a test, and so every single product that goes on the shelves has a test. So sometimes the stuff that's up at like really high percentages, you know what I mean, doesn't look that great, and maybe doesn't even smell that great. So it's not always a visual.
Yeah.
We have that backup tool out here. I don't know what they have in all your guys' states as far as testing requirements, but all the stuff out here is required to have testing on each of the packaging, on each of the shelf. So you're going to go along if you're looking for something that has high CBD, if it has CBN, CBG, it's got it broken down like that, along with the terp reading too. So now that's beautiful.
You guys
Like,
have terps out there in Washington? They
Oh,
test for
I'll say
that?
Jersey, we're
Yeah,
Wild
they test
West.
for natural terpenes now, and so
That's,
you can.
that's what they do in Vegas. I love it.
I
No,
think
but I
it's
think we're gonna
awesome.
be
Some
testing
people
for
have
that, too.
allergic things; they don't like certain,
Yes.
types
Oh,
of
yes.
terpenes and stuff.
That's
So
what
I
it
think
was.
that's a really nice added factor. So you not only have that logistic visual, you can also out here. I don't know. I've just never even tried to buy weed in a rec shop out here. I don't even know if you can smell it, honestly. I can't even tell you guys.
Yeah,
I buy oil sometimes just to support the shops when I stop in there. But I don't smoke flower. I quit smoking flower in 2011, pretty much.
Oh,
So really the only way to know is if it's tested. That's it.
So I talk to Ann all the time
Look
on
for
our show.
tests.
Because out here they do test the terps out here, which I love, because that's when you can really take your cannabis journey and find out what works best for you to the next level. You can find out what terpenes that your body really meshes with, and because that's what really drives the high and gives you that effect that you're looking for. And I always wondered why some sativas made me super anxious and paranoid, and some sativas made me feel super uplifted and happy, and it was because of the terpenes. And people don't realize that those affect everybody differently.
So my renters that live up the beach here from me, they're a huge part of the coordinating for the Terpestival out here, which is a cannabis cup based completely off of terpenes. And so you're not grading for stuff besides the whole terpene profile. And it's a really neat cup. It's a 5th annual that's gone now. It's pretty amazing. And it's partially put on by the Ames Clinic, which is a psychedelic therapy clinic up here that's part of University of Washington too. So it's a pretty cool thing. And they're like judge coordinators and event coordinators and like long time. She's a psychotherapist for the Ames Clinic. And then her man he's an extractor and he does a lot of the judging, coordinating and stuff like that. So it's been fun to be able to be part of that. I sponsored it for a couple of years in a row. And that's, amazing. I feel like taking it to the next level. I've myself won like over 20 cannabis cups and judged probably 50, you know what I mean, all throughout the years. And a lot of it was so stupid to set up. You had to judge so much stuff in a short period of time, X, Y, Z. The Terpestival really took it up a notch, I felt like. When that came out,
I have so many questions. Hold on, I have so many questions. Hold up. First thing, bracket up. I know what this is, but one of the three of you here from either We the People or Megan, can you guys explain to listeners what is a terpene?
I would much rather Megan do
so the terpene is it's a natural component that's found in everything, like from natural fruits and natural vegetables to all growing things. And cannabis has different profiles that pick up other ones that are on this other, larger terpene platform.
So a couple of common terpenes in cannabis are like myrcene. You'll find that in mangoes.
Pinene.
That's where you get that pine
so
salt smell.
Flavor.
Limonene will give you that uplifting, euphoric feeling. That's where you get that nice head high.
So is
really
it a flavor
happy.
or is it going to be a feeling? I just want
both.
Both.
Terpenes are going to give you all your smells,
like
and
essential
flavors
oils
of the
work.
bud. But there's medicinal value.
And how it hits your sinuses, how it hits your glands as you take it in, how it's going to hit your spleen receptors and stuff like that. That's where your terpenes are going to come in.
And they all have THC, but they don't all have the same terpene profile. So some people say like the terpenes is what drives the high.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
I thought I understood terpenes, but honestly, I'm actually happy I asked that question. Okay.
That's
really
Mike,
cool.
you got to watch our show, Weed to the People. We've had a couple long discussions about terpenes.
Yeah.
Mike's a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how do we skim on this one real quick?
I was
That's
too
what
high on that
trying to
last
think.
episode.
No, because people don't know when you buy in the black market, you get whatever you get growing up. It's not like you can go to the store.
I have
and
a joke about that.
Find the terpenes that you like and find out what works best for you.
Let's hear it.
So that there is pros and cons to the legal industry. The testing is really nice. I will say that. But
And they didn't always do terpene testing out here. When they added that, I thought that was super cool. Oh my goodness.
Vegas was the first ones to do it, and I think every state is following suit because every
trendsetter.
Oregon does it.
That's
awesome.
awesome. So here's another question I have for you. Because I don't want to forget this. So you've judged in numerous cannabis cups. After the second or third time you smoke weed, how are you judging? Is that real, or are you just kind of making shit up?
Oh yeah, so if you judge for high times, and once you win a high times cup, you can always be a judge. You can always apply to be a judge at any future high times cups, and that's how you get to judge high times. They do it right. They do it proper. You have to pick up your judge's kit in person. You have to pick it up 7 days before, and they give you a brand new glass piece, or if you have a concentrate, they give you like a little XYZ and there's pens and all the different ones, different categories. And then you have a judge's house there, and there's an app you use for high times or whatnot too. It's really detailed the way you enter it in. You're supposed to do a lot of the judging at the house, but it's really kind of stupid because you can't bring any guests, not even your significant other, not anybody else, to this judge's house. Or judges rented like Airbnb kind of situation, or some house that somebody puts up. And so I never really go to the judge's house because I usually have somebody with me, and I'm just like, that's rude. You know what I mean? And I'm able to include them and stuff like that.
Sorry, you
All
can't
right,
come
see
in
you
I'll
later.
be back. Just find something to do.
Yeah,
I'll
like
be
yeah,
back.
exactly. So we usually
We're
end
with
up having to
Megan.
judge
Yeah,
it,
everyone
like,
said they're with Megan.
in a rental car in the parking garage of the fucking hotel because you're flying out of state. It's hella awkward, and no, you don't get a good chance to judge it. Honestly, a lot of it is off of appearance to begin with, because when you have 47 fucking hybrids
That's
to
what
try in a fucking week, you can't. I mean, it's just like, yeah, you just have to start eliminating in a way, and that's
Saturation.
horrible because you know how much it costs to enter high times. You have to have a booth, which is a minimum of $3,500. Then each entry on top of that is $1,500. So these people have put $5,000 cash
Yes.
out ahead of time, plus their sample. So to be eliminating some poor mofo for fucking appearance is a fucking shit show, in my opinion. But that's how it fucking happens, because you're just what you're doing. I'm always a speaker, and you're always just having all these events and all
Yeah,
these
it's
VIP
so wild.
parties you
Yeah,
gotta do.
I was in
Very
Amsterdam in
honest.
2003,
I like
and
it.
it's just wild, and it's just like, it's so wild that I'm like, I think I can.
But let's take it to the other end of the spectrum. Let's just go real quick though, because let's answer your question. So that's the high end of it. That's the best experience for judging that I've had, except for the Chirp Festival. I have to say they did it proper. You had your stuff a couple weeks ahead of time.
Yeah, I like that.
You were at your home with it. It was a lot different of a system. It was an online app too. But let's take it back to the early cannabis farmers market days, like 2010 or the 2008. Where you have to judge fucking 20 kinds and
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I guess I'm old. I'm thinking of that.
Midnight,
Yes.
and you're supposed to be able to judge edibles. You have a judge's bag that's got
Yeah, what is that? That's what I'm saying, man. So I
fucking
guess
cannabis and
Yeah.
dabs. And
Yes.
you're
Whatever
supposed to
you
be
eat
dead.
fresh
That
wins.
is ridiculous.
Remember.
That's
You're
what I'm
gonna be
talking about.
dead.
You meet some guy you saw in Dead Lot, and he's like, "Yeah, you should eat this real quick," and you eat that, and then
I
you're
had
like,
some
next thing you know-
Skittles there.
Yeah, you're fucking.
I
like,
remember you from the Fish concert.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, yeah, I remember that. And then, judge this weed.
Oh, that was
Or,
good.
Not weed. Judge this cabinet, but it's still. It's like I was wondering. Okay, so that just makes sense. That the way you said it makes perfect sense. I love that. I don't love that you have to tell your friends to go home, but yeah, give them a week's time, and then make a fake fucking.
That's insane.
Here you get the award, but
It's just so weird. It's like all of them are just, the only one that was legit is where you got it 2 weeks ahead of time. You could be at your own home. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It was
yeah.
like,
That
It's so
makes sense.
crazy. On
That
my
makes
goal
sense.
board, I have on my goal board, I've always wanted to host a High Times Cannabis Cup. It's so
I was
funny.
just like going through some like property deeds and stuff the other day. These are like some of these documents from like my family homestead here 136 years ago. I was looking at stuff from like
That's incredible.
1919, and then all of a sudden in one page is a cannabis
house
cup
is so sad.
grading thing from when I judged a cannabis cup. I'm like, how the fuck did this get in here? That's just how many cannabis cups I judged.
That's
It's just like
unbelievable.
judging
Wow.
taste, burnability, flavor. I was like, well, this is a high time, or this was not high time, but this was a fucking cannabis
Mike,
cup.
We probably. Smoked
I was telling you,
probably
Megan is an OG.
Yeah, Megan and I probably have bumped. We probably crossed paths.
Oh, you
Once
said
in
you
this-
go to festivals and stuff. I mean,
I used to put on festivals.
Yeah, and so I mean, I literally raves early
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Do a lot. That's
Yeah,
where
in the
they,
90s
they
and
were
stuff.
invented to sell our acid at. You know that, of course. So and sell our molly at. And so
Yeah.
we pretty much.
Yeah.
Those are, and then it went on. I went to my first. I saw Jerry live, and at Portland Meadows when I was 15, and I've seen Fish. Starting at 15 years old too, every single time they've ever came to the fucking gorge in my state, let alone
Mike
all over
doesn't
the
miss a
West
fish
Coast.
show. Mike doesn't miss a fish
I
show.
still go see further.
I'm not.
and
If I
what-
don't, I'm not doing it for a vaccine. I told my tour partner that today. He's like, "We will see Fish MSG the New Year's Eve." I go, "Not if I got to show papers, motherfucker." He goes,
Yeah.
Not if I have to wear a mask.
If I have to
I mean,
show
so-
any type of papers of what is in my body, I am not going to a concert.
It's just a
And
piece
I
of
know
paper.
nobody can believe that I will say that.
It's just a piece of
Yeah,
paper.
exactly. Yeah.
So guess
It's a
what?
fucking
You're
piece of
not
paper.
going to
Just-
MSG then.
No, I'm not.
No.
You
I
can
love
make a
these-
piece of paper.
our stupid ass fucking governor out here is like, just let a thing out. I saw in the news. I didn't read it or whatever, but I saw like a little headline of special privileges for vaccinated people for summer concerts.
Yeah.
And it's just-
They
Yeah. So Trey's doing a concert at SPAC, and
you know he's a fucking libtard though. I'm sure he is.
Well,
I mean,
I
I'm just
know,
I've had to
but
face
hey.
these facts.
Mike, yeah. Come on.
But so anyway, he's doing these shows at SPAC, and they're in fucking pods, man. They're pods.
What?
Yes, pods, and
Like
then
it's
Who
so
had
Matrix.
pods? The band?
the fans. You get up to 4 people in a pod.
Like
so,
the storage
the band. I
pods
thought the
that you
band
see on the
members
road?
were in the fucking
no,
pods.
yeah. Imagine they come out in fucking little pods. That you, no,
Little
you
bubbles,
get these
bubble
little
boys,
pods.
Like
and
a pop-up tent.
it's cool. Like in a way, it's kind of cool because I don't want to be standing next to people anymore. But it's also terrible and it's not cool. And the other thing is, it says like you could arrive if you get your COVID vaccine like papers or tests. I'm like, yo, fuck all this. Fuck all this.
you.
It's
If
wild.
I can't walk,
Yeah, I mean-
if I can't walk in with my ticket, fuck you. I'm not going.
You know what, Mike?
Dick.
I don't give a fuck. I'll stay in the parking lot and make 10 fucking
Yeah.
G's that day, dude.
We are live, man.
There you go.
But fuck yeah, I'm telling you.
Then I don't have to worry about securing my fucking shit because they've got fucking haters all day been watching me fucking slay it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ready to fucking rob my ass when I walk in the fucking show.
Fuck yeah.
I have to have somebody stay back every time and pay somebody to stay back into my group. So
Yeah.
that fucking nut,
Oh,
you know.
she knows levels of
So
this
when
shit.
when
Oh,
Megan
wow,
was
this is
on our
getting
show,
we gotta do
when
a
I-
part 2 and talk about that.
yeah, when she was on our show, she was talking about when she first started doing the farmers market, and you ran into that guy later on in life who had that jug of acid
Yeah.
from 1990s, and it was.
And I got to
still-
see it last year and he shined the UV light on it. Her ex-girlfriend still has it. It's so
I-
cool.
From the
I thought
90s?
Mike would
Yeah.
really enjoy that story.
90s that wasn't that good. Was it? Prior?
So
Not the best-
when I
not the
very
best
first went to any like festival or whatnot, like I rode in the trunk of this car to get like with this guy that ends up probably being like a rapist. I didn't even know about. Me and my friend decided to ride in the trunk all the way to Olympia down I-5,
Oh my god.
which was a stupid idea. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was bound to get to this open drug air market. And I got my first acid ever out of a gallon jug right by the stage, by the people by the booth by the stage. That person later was Jeremy Killer Miller. Fucking he started Cannabis Farmers Market, was original the guy that started all that, ended up talking about that gallon acid, ended up going, I know his ex-girlfriend still to this day, ended up going and having like a sleepover at her house with another girlfriend, and she busted out the jar, like a big old brown medicine jar out of the freezer and hit the fucking black light on it, and it fucking glowed still. This is 1994, 95 to
incredible.
Oh
last
my God.
year.
Wow.
That's how you can tell it's good, is if it still has that black light.
Yeah.
The sign of quality.
I mean, do you believe in the Owsley, and do you believe in the Owsley like hidden shit? What do you think?
Well, I happen to have weird, James actually has one too.
But you think that's
we have
real?
these
Like, you
amazing,
think
I'm pretty proud to have all the pillars currently of the acid community in my arsenal, I will say. But we have the Owsley Stanley. He believed that the
Sorry,
correct
Megan, it's
dosage
starting
for
to
somebody to take was 2.5 mics, 250 mics.
Yeah.
So that's 2.5 hits technically.
Whoa.
We have that in an old pressy with turmeric in it and a point of Molly. And so it's like an old school candy flip from back in our raver days.
Yes.
In an old press tab. So strong.
I'm glad you
put your
told
dick in
me
the-
not to eat the
put
whole
your dick in
thing.
the dirt. You have to split it in half. It's one of those
Yeah,
ones that
Mike, come and take this with me.
Yeah.
I'll bring more. Don't worry, James. I have plenty more. But then I also have Keezy, that family. I
Yeah,
also
of
have
course.
Family Fluff.
I've heard of that
I'm
before.
pretty proud of. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
See,
I was
you know what's
just talking about how
amazing?
I go-
You're born and raised West Coast, right?
Yeah, born and raised out here. Yeah,
Yeah.
right outside.
No, it's
across the water from
amazing.
Seattle.
Because she's pure, and everything she's saying is so true. There's East Coast people out here that will say everything you're saying, and it's fucking straight DOM, DOX, and you will fucking have the worst trip of your life, and you'll believe them for a minute. I know everything you're saying, Meg. I would never put you on the show. Is real.
Oh no, I mean I
But-
stand behind all psychedelics,
No,
money
but
back guarantee.
Do you know?
because
But you
that's
know.
what
But
good
you know
karma
about.
is.
But you know about like these East Coast disgusting. I don't even call them hippies. They're not hippies. But you know what I'm saying that. And they'll tell I got
Wooks.
family fluff needle. Yeah,
Wooks.
and needle point. Blah, 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 all this shit and like.
I happen to have some needle point
If it's
too.
a fucking
yes.
bitter. If it's bitter, it's a spitter, man. If that shit is bitter, spit that shit out. Do not be like me. I mean, I can tell you. I can tell you some
I just
really
feel
bad
like I don't
stories.
even deal with like anything like that on the lot. I'm family. I know family.
Yeah.
When I sit up on Shakedown Street, I literally have all the homies across the booth from me, across the aisle from me, and on both sides of me. We're usually 50 to 60 feet on both sides of our little fucking block. And we fucking roll that shit. There ain't gonna be no nitrous tanks in our fucking zone. There's gonna be none of that shit. We don't roll it. But I gotta tell you real quick, what made me so much money the last couple of years was really fun. I bought a commercial cotton candy machine, and you can put LSD and also water soluble THC and CBD in the sanding sugar, and you don't even have to do it during the daytime or anything like that. You just do it right when the concert gets out. You just run your ass back there and start going. I sell them for $10 a piece, and I can't keep them fast enough because everybody coming in and psychedelically just wanting to watch this whole fucking cotton candy process. And $10 a hit good.
What do you
That's
call
good
that?
money, you know what I mean? So I offer them with
West Coast
THC,
people are
that's
so
what
much
you know,
better.
or CBD, or I offer them with fucking because people just want that CBD, whatever. But the LSDs are the ones
Marketing.
that really sell great.
I would think so.
Yeah, I can tell how much money I make because I buy like the packs of cones for like whatever, 1,000 or whatever not. So
From the mind that brought you
it's pretty
Kush
easy
creams.
math. It's fun to go to those shows.
Oh, that's
Next time there's
true.
one out here, you should come out, Mike.
Yeah, once I will definitely be there. I can't wait to hang out with you guys. But I also, like I said, I'm not showing papers to go to a show.
Nah, I'm not doing
Yeah,
that either.
I can't.
I'm not either, so I won't be honest with
please.
any of those ones. Before in case we're gonna get off, I was gonna talk about a little bit about like the different types of mushrooms
Yeah.
that are out there now
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's
please.
it's
I
the
would
next
love to know
thing,
that.
and I have some examples here to show you guys some
Let's do
here
it.
too because
Yeah.
it's gonna be like strains of weed.
I
Just
want to
watch.
know. I've been
Yeah, so,
doing
I
a little
mean-
studying.
Let's check it
Yeah,
out.
so I've been just trying to keep as much feedback, filed away as I can in my mind from different people. But I'm gonna start with all the albino ones I have right now. These ones right here are called albino ghosts, and they are the cutest little mushrooms ever. This is probably the cutest one I have, and they grow. They look like little fluted, like imagine the veil comes down, and they're a lot whiter of a color at that point. They look like a fluted sheet almost draped over the stem, like a little ghost, like flying through the air.
Yeah.
And so these are an albino species. These ones take approximately for the average person about 2 grams to 3 grams to feel a good evening effect. Then I also have 2 different phenos of albino penis envies. Penis envies are a really popular mushroom. The second pheno of these ones is called apes, which is just going to be an acronym for it. So they're really small compared to some of the bigger ones. And these are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Back in the day, we used to get a mushroom on the lot. I don't know if you remember this one, Mike. It was called blue meanies. These remind me of what blue meanies
Yes.
were like.
Yep.
And these ones here are really strong. People are saying really a lot of feedback on these ones. Intense colors, intense vibes. And then here's going to be the other pheno of that one. So it's pretty hard to tell the difference to the naked eye on this one. But I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. This is another little. Oops. That guy tried to bring a friend with him. Another little one. And you can see that blue psilocybin really just retching down that stem. You know what I mean? Just leaching down it. You can tell that's a potent mushroom.
Wow. So what kind of
Packing heat.
different
I'm not gonna
effects?
get a lot of visuals off them, but you
Are
just
these
always need a
different
lot of good
mushrooms
colors,
good for
and
different
good
ailments,
vibes.
Megan?
Was that?
Are the different mushrooms better for different ailments or
Well, that's what I'm trying to track right now because it's just a matter of time, and they're going to figure that out. So I'm just trying to be ahead of that. Look at these beautiful little Brazilians.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Aren't those cute little closed veils on those? Those are just really cute. Those ones are supposedly really strong.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We got some stargazers here, but are just beautiful too. These ones have a bigger open veil, kind of like a Taj Mahal would.
Wow.
put that on the pizza?
And then we also have some Taj Mahals, which are really a popular one. These ones are called Taj Mahal because they open up like the roofs of Taj Mahal temples, and they actually are designed to open up and drop their stuff like that. So check that out.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I've never seen
A lot of
psychedelic
times-
mushroom like that. I
It's
actually
like
never
so
have seen
flat,
one like that.
right?
No, I've never seen one. I've seen
Almost
mushrooms
looks like
like
it's
that.
upside down, right? Like it's-
And
Or
then,
the ends flat back
Coming
over.
up, yeah.
yeah, it's actually cool.
Very cool.
And then once again, there's just some more examples of those truffles.
Yeah, that's crazy because I know that's real, but yeah, that's nuts. I thought that's literally like I'm seeing a unicorn in real life.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
those are
need-
so cool.
You need to drop them down off your
Mike, can
elbow
you-
like Mushroom Bay.
I know,
Mike,
except I
can
have Duke right here, and he's a little
I'm
French
being real
bulldog,
creepy.
and he'll
Am I
just
being
eat
creepy?
everything. And then I got to tripping all night long.
James, am I being real creepy on this episode?
Oh my God, Mike, can you please come out to Vegas next week? Clint, you too.
Okay, we're not going to discuss that, but yes.
Oh
I mean,
my
that would
God,
be awesome.
is that the needle pointer or the family fluff?
Family fluff diamonds.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That
That is-
I got 100 of these pages customly done from the gal that did my tattoo art.
Oh.
This one has no acid on it. This is just a piece of the art. So I have like 100 of these.
That's so incredible.
Can we just
Isn't that cool though?
Yeah.
frame
Yeah,
that
plenty of ones
photo?
do have acid.
Can we just frame that photo of Mike's face? I wish you could see it.
I have not seen anything but you, James, this whole show. I don't
wish
even know
you
who's
could see
talking
it.
half the time.
I wish
I
you
think-
could see it. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Megan, I think you need to. She
if
needs
you
to
hit-
switch her view to everybody,
Yeah, you got to switch your view to speaker view or something like that on your.
or not speaker view because it's going through my computer, which has
I'm on.
no camera.
Oh my
Something's
god,
She'll figure it out.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mike! I told
She's
you,
incre-
she's an
it's
awesome
incredible.
human being. She's such a cool person.
No, it's crazy. This is so awesome. Oh shit! Hold on. Why am I doing this? I'm not good with this stuff. Oh, here we go.
So now I got to do my lap challenge with mushrooms also.
Yeah.
So James,
Yep,
I'm
there
gonna,
you go.
I'm gonna do. Did I already tell you this?
Back.
before we
I got
started?
disconnected. What do I need to do with mine? I was trying to make it work.
Just on like top right, it should say view, and you can change it to gallery, and then you'll see all the.
I'm on my phone doing this, of course.
That's all right, guys. This has been.
Yeah, it's good enough
Well,
now.
Yeah, this is awesome. Like no,
So-
I mean, I can
Doesn't
I
need
can
to
keep
see
talking.
you.
I can keep talking to you, and it'll be like the sun's gonna come up. We're gonna keep talking.
Yeah. No, we said the same thing. We said the
Probably
same
gonna-
thing when she was on our show. We had a 3-hour show with Megan when she
Yeah.
was on our show. It was unbelievable.
Hold on.
But no, I also want to talk to Megan about what she's doing with her Kush creams.
Yeah.
because
No. Of course. Please.
that I,
It's incredible.
like I said, I threw out my back from being fat, and these Kush
Don't
creams
dab
have
while
been
fat.
absolutely a godsend, and it's really made a big difference and really helped me out.
Yeah, that's
so,
amazing, man. I would love to know about this.
Yeah, tell Mike a little bit about how you started Kush creams and what you're doing over there.
So it's an on-the-spot muscle pain cream designed to work really fast. It's designed. I have a couple different formulas. The permafrost was actually designed for men because the general consensus when I used to do other types of creams and stuff that was, oh, I don't like lotion. I don't like lotion for every gentleman that would walk by. And I worked really hard to develop a fast absorbing one. And also a lot of the old boys would say, maybe you could give me an ice pack to, tape on my back or something or whatnot. So I tried really hard to make a cooling cream and came up with a formula and, doing a menthol extraction. And we do a permafrost, and it's an on-the-spot muscle pain cream that also has the emu oil as your delivery vessel because, we're not coconuts, we're not shea nuts, we're not jojobas. We're animals like an emu is. And so it absorbs naturally with your pH, goes down to your epidermis layer. It's one of the only oils, like besides like whale brain blubber back in the day, which obviously is not sustainable. So that's not happening no more. It works great. I'm the largest emu oil purchasers in continental America from the refineries that are the certified refineries. I've been the guest speaker, the keynote speaker at their emu oil conferences multiple years in a row. It's been pretty cool. My products, we first started, I started them in 2010. I've been making the products for Christmas gifts for people for years before that. Worked really hard with getting our access points open here in Washington because I had products to put on the shelf that were non-psychoactive, and I had some that were psychoactive too, of course. I've made quite a few different tinctures. I do a toothache tincture, like a tooth fairy tincture that's amazing. It's got ipsab, which is like a prickly ash bark, and peppermint spirits and tea tree and all these different amazing components. I have people on the dead lot that literally come and try and find me because they I have a little bottle I got from you like fucking 10 years ago and it's almost gone. It's the only thing that saves my toothache. You put a swab in there, put it right on the spot. I've done different types of witch doctor pain drops, which is like a super regulated dosage of a high concentrate. I've done also do a throat spray, which is really popular with different performers and singers and different, I'd probably be like rappers and stuff that use it, because they use it on stage. It's got slippery element in it. It's got quite a few different components. Elderberry is a lot of the base of that one too. With the cannabis being an anti-inflammatory, inflammation being the cause of all of these things. Yeah. Inflammation is the cause of everything from, we're talking about the throat stuff to headaches, to eczema, to psoriasis, to, everything, gout, all this stuff is from inflammation. So cannabis being like one of the biggest anti-inflammatory secrets in the world, it just works naturally for these different types of ailments.
Wow, Megan, where can people find this? Is there any way you can?
Kushcreams.com is going to be your best. Just the business name, kushcreams.com. I do sell on Amazon. It's not as good of a product. They regulate it because I'm on Prime, and it's just get it from the source.
Yeah. Go to kushcreams.com, put in code WPRUSA, you get 15% off.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I appreciate
it. Slide in there.
I wanted to do a sale for the psilocybins for this podcast. So I wanted to offer a sale for the psilocybins for the different. I was going to offer a 1-tub discount. So if people want to email me at psilocybins@protonmail.com. and just reference Freethinkers Society. I'll do a tub, shipping and handling, everything, $50 flat. That's $5 off on 1 tub. 3 tubs, I'll do $10 off. That's $125.
Wow, thank you so much. That's so
awesome.
Nice of you.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
So anybody that wants to try the microdosing regimen, you can get that delivered to your doorstep. Continental.
It's been fantastic.
This is so much fun. I could talk to you for so long. Yeah. Megan, if you can just stay on the line for a second. I want to talk to you when we get off air. But this was amazing. Guys, anyone, Yusef or Anthony, Clinton, anyone have anything to add?
Nope.
This was awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Really. Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thanks again,
Megan. Thanks again for having us on, Mike.
Yusef.
Thank you so much, Mike. Yeah, I'm excited. Come out to Vegas next week. I'll be there from Monday till Monday.
I might be there.